We're going to explore the moment when saving consistently stops being the driver of your wealth growth, and instead your accumulated assets begin doing the heavy lifting. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll unpack exactly what to do once you reach that tipping point and how to pivot from saving more to optimizing smarter. Let's dive in and see how this tipping point unfolds, how to recognize it, and why the traditional save more, invest more mantra could actually become less important once you've built a strong foundation. At the beginning of your financial journey, whether you're starting with $200 a month or increasing your contributions to $10,000 a year, each dollar you save and invest represents a significant advancement. Every deposit represents a step forward. As you observe your account balance increasing, a sense of motivation emerges, empowering you to take charge of your financial future. Consistently, you may choose to forego an expensive lunch, seek a better deal on your phone bill, or postpone a purchase to allocate those funds towards your investment portfolio. This stage is essential. Without it, a solid base for future growth is unattainable. As your investments expand, a gradual shift begins to take place. Your contributions, which once held significant value, may start to seem diminished and less influential over time. You continue to save and contribute, yet you start to feel that your efforts are part of a larger purpose. Your assets start generating returns for you. The returns, the compounding, and the reinvested dividends begin to exceed your contributions. At that juncture, the equation undergoes a transformation. Subscribe to our channel and also press the like button to know more financial insights. Now, imagine that for several years, you have consistently invested $10,000 each year into your investment accounts. In the initial stages, that amount serves as a significant driver for your expansion. However, it's important to recognize that if your portfolio grows to approximately $300,000 and achieves an average annual return of 8%, a realistic expectation for a well-diversified, equity-focused investment strategy over the long term, you could see significant growth. At that pace, your investments are yielding approximately $24,000 annually. Unexpectedly, the $10,000 you're contributing through your efforts is now less than half of what your portfolio is producing independently. The balance of power has changed. This illustrates the concept of the wealth tipping point, the moment when the returns from your investments match or surpass your contributions. Following that point, while your contributions are important, they take a backseat to the primary driver of growth, your assets. The literature on compounding outlines this phase as the moment when your returns start to equal, and eventually exceed, your contributions. Reaching this tipping point does not imply that you should cease your saving efforts entirely. That is not the case at all. However, it prompts you to reevaluate the purpose of your savings and to adjust your focus accordingly. You transition from inquiring about potential savings to exploring strategies to maximize the efficiency of your existing resources. A significant number of individuals overlook this important detail. They continue to act as though every dollar they save at age 50 functions in the same manner as it did at age 25. The reality is that it does not hold true anymore, as the circumstances have evolved. One area that frequently goes unnoticed is the importance of optimization and protection. As you work towards enhancing your savings, your primary goal is to increase your wealth. However, once you reach that critical threshold, the risk dynamics shift significantly. It is essential to start exploring alternative inquiries. Are my investments optimized for tax efficiency? Could I be incurring fees that aren't essential? Do I have a plan in place to maintain and generate income instead of merely continuing to invest? Are my investments in line with my financial goals, such as retirement, semi-retirement, starting a business, or traveling? These are inquiries that many individuals focused on saving do not dedicate sufficient time to consider. There is an additional consideration: the alignment of lifestyle and psychological preparedness. Building wealth is one aspect, while effectively managing and utilizing it is an entirely different challenge. Many reach a critical juncture but fail to shift their perspective. They might continue to act as if they need to prioritize saving and postpone enjoyment, as this aligns with their self-image. With proper management, their portfolio has the potential to sustain a comfortable lifestyle. Understanding this shift in mindset, transitioning from saving to allocating, from accumulating to managing, is essential. Let's explore the indicators that suggest you are nearing or have already surpassed this critical threshold. The initial sign to consider is that a significant portion of your portfolio's yearly growth is derived from returns, rather than from the cash you have added. If your account value is substantial enough that it experiences significant growth even without additional contributions, that indicates a positive trend. The second indicator is that you are dedicating significantly more time to activities such as rebalancing, tax planning, estate planning, or managing expenses, rather than concentrating on strategies to enhance your savings rate. The third indicator is a transition in your mindset from focusing on "how much more can I contribute?" to consider "how can I maximize the returns on my existing investments?" This involves strategies related to yield, withdrawal planning, diversification, and effective risk management. At this stage, it's important to reassess and refine your action items. It's essential to continue saving, particularly to outpace inflation and ensure you have the flexibility you need. However, it is crucial to assess your asset allocation, utilize tax-advantaged accounts, consider options like 401k, IRA, and Roth conversions when suitable, reduce expenses by choosing low-cost funds, adopt tax-efficient withdrawal strategies for the future, and make sure your investments align with your overall life goals. For those managing a portfolio of $1 million or more, an additional $10,000 in savings may seem insignificant. However, implementing a 0.5% fee reduction or optimizing your withdrawal strategy could lead to substantial savings, potentially amounting to tens of thousands over the long term. Another nuance to consider is that increasing savings may become less advantageous, not due to any negative aspects, but rather because its impact diminishes in relative terms. When your portfolio is performing well, the additional benefit of each extra dollar tends to decrease. This represents a crucial understanding. If you find yourself pinching pennies and living on a tight budget, despite having a portfolio that could easily sustain a more comfortable lifestyle, it might be time to reassess your financial strategy. It's essential to find a harmonious balance between exercising discipline and pursuing a meaningful life. It is essential to remain vigilant and avoid complacency. Reaching a significant milestone does not exempt you from ongoing financial responsibilities. It is essential to keep a close eye on your investments, regularly assess your estate plan, manage your risk exposure, particularly as your portfolio expands, and consider factors such as legacy, taxes, and inflation. The dynamics may shift, but the journey continues. To illustrate this point, consider an individual who has successfully amassed a portfolio of $5 million yet continues to meticulously seek out every coupon and discount as if they are still in the early stages of wealth accumulation. That individual might have a sense of security, yet they are managing their finances as if they are still facing challenges. In the meantime, their investment portfolio could be yielding substantial annual returns, potentially reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. The emphasis should be placed on strategic planning, safeguarding assets, and purposeful expenditure. Now, watch the video appearing on the right side to know the things you should do after saving $50,000. Also, subscribe to our channel to help us complete our goal of 11,000 subscribers.